Hi, I'm Tom Goldberg with Cache. I'm VP of Product Development, and we're looking at the new Cache LTO5 archive appliance. The ProCache model archives 1.5 terabytes of data onto a single LTO5 cartridge and hits data rates at 120 to 140 megabytes a second. We've got this product in this environment connected to a Mac, but it works easily with Unix machines as well as Windows. The product shares a disk array out on the network over gigabit Ethernet, and then that share can be mounted by the user on his desktop. And simply by dragging and dropping files onto the virtual tape, the system will take whatever's been dropped on it and archive it off to tape automatically in the background. So as far as a user goes, it's just a share to archive your content.
Now, is there any kind of proprietary element to it? I know there's a lot of discussions about tar files and whether or not you need a cache drive to read a cache backed up piece of media.
Right, good question. The system reads and writes tar files, so whatever we create is completely readable by any LTO4 or LTO5 drive that is in any computer environment, because tar is universally available.
Okay. Now, to get a question out of the way, I know a lot of discussions online are about, are you guys Quantum? Are you a spin-off of Quantum, a subsection of Quantum? Where does that sit so we can clear it out?
Good. Well, 3 of the founders came from Quantum. We worked there. We wanted to do a next generation product, so we left to start Cache, and we licensed the ability from Quantum to do back reading of their tape format, but we really developed a completely new technology to try to meet the need of archiving for users in an easy way to for archiving easily, and do it in a more flexible way.
Got it.
More powerful way.
So what does the workflow consist on? So if I'm a RED user, for example, and I've shot 8 terabytes worth of RED footage, how does this system help me?
Well, you know, in a RED workflow like that, there's a dozen different ways to come in. Probably one of the primary ways in a RED workflow is to use the R3D data manager software, and you would use that for your ingest, and as you're going through your content with that, it has an interface to archive off to Cache. So very simple workflow along those lines, but even simpler, you can take devices like a RED drive or a CF card through a CF card reader and connect it directly to the back of the Cache unit. We have a variety of interfaces. This RED drive is connected via FireWire to a FireWire adapter in an express card slot. We also have an eSATA slot and a SAS slot to allow us very fast direct mounting of
external drives.
Yeah, external drives of storage, as well as USB for slower access, but very, very flexible. So in this case, I've got the RED drive showing up on my user interface as a external storage device, and then on my other column over here, I've got my tape directory. So simply by selecting something on the RED drive, dragging and dropping it over to the tape drive, I've now initiated an archive. It's that simple. And similarly, I can see that in my share. So here is my direct attached storage point. There's that same RED drive. And if I wanted to utilize that, the RED drive doesn't need to be connected directly to my Mac, to my client workstation, because it's already shared through the Cache device. So I can concurrently be backing up and using media, and that's whether it's P2 content or read content or something that was brought in on an eSATA or a FireWire drive from the field.
Now, if you were, let's talk about content retrieval then. Is the drive or is the tape itself aware of the contents and the positioning of the contents on the tape?
Every tape, as I mentioned, is written with tar, and that's all open. We do have one proprietary file that we keep at the end of data on every tape, and that's our table of contents. And that does keep track of where the data is on the tape. So if I'm looking at the contents of the tape, I can query the database that it keeps track of all these tables of contents, and very easily drag and drop individual files off of the current tape, or find files that are on other tapes by doing a simple database search.
So does the software come with a database element to it?
It does. The catalog is all in a MySQL database internal to the unit, kept on the unit's internal disk drives, and can also be backed up separately.
And is that database, is it open? For example, you can use it in Final Cut Server or something like that? Is there any way to create another search out of that database?
At this point in time, it is not, although we're working on evolving our API. We expect within the next quarter or so to have those hooks in for actions on Final Cut Server, for instance, to do that kind of thing. On a few cases, like with the CatDV software from Squarebox, they are keeping track of which tape they've put stuff on. So they've interfaced to our API at the tape level, and then they keep track of all of the metadata in a sophisticated way, and can prompt users to insert tape and restore files based on their metadata tracking.
Okay, so let's talk about cost structure. What are we looking at if someone, let's say a small shop is looking to set up an archive system using your system, they're planning on going to, let's say, LTO5, what are they looking at in terms of costs?
Well, our entry price units are all LTO4 based, and that's starting at $69.95. And then the LTO5 is a brand new product, and that's at the high end of the product line. And that right now is got a U.S. retail price of $10,995.